Hello viewers, welcome to the new session of the Pre-Med Pro. We are continuing with the chapter Hormones, the Human Endocrine System, and this is the lecture number 2. So yesterday I have ended up with the chart of where it's from the releasing hormone or the secreting hormone is being released or being secreted, and where is the where they works upon, which are the targeted organs of those hormones. And today we will start from the oxytocin and the vasopressin. Okay, so give the headings as oxytocin and vasopressin. So you know what oxytocin is called a love hormone. When you love or you feel love, so this hormone is being triggered. Okay, oxytocin is called the love or cuddling hormone. Dopamine is called the mood uplifting hormone. Cortisol is known as the glucocorticosteroids, and it is responsible for stress. Okay. Uh, okay. So now the oxytocin and vasopressin is the hypothalamic hormone stored in the posterior pituitary. Remember it is stored in the posterior pituitary. Posterior pituitary or the neurohypophysis. Neurohypophysis. Okay. So this hormone is released from the posterior pituitary and is also called as neurohypophysis. Okay. So this is the hypothalamic nuclei. And this is the posterior pituitary. This being the posterior pituitary. Okay. Now, these two hormones produced by different nuclei are stored in the axon terminal. Okay. These two hormones, that is oxytocin and vasopressin, these two hormones produced by different nuclei are stored in the axon terminal. Stored in the axon terminal. In the posterior pituitary, known as Herring's bodies. In the posterior pituitary, which is called Herring's bodies, after the scientist Herring, who has discovered it. Okay. Pituitary, known as Herring's bodies. ये है extra knowledge. Okay. Herring's bodies is the extra knowledge in this video lecture. Okay. If the question is made to shift you from Maulana Azad to the AIIMS New Delhi, then this question you have to attempt. If this question comes, negative marking on this question will make you shift into the Maulana Azad and or the VMCC, or making this question correct will shift you into the AIIMS New Delhi. Okay. So oxytocin. See, in between the physics, chemistry and biology, to get a chance in MBBS, you need to have a clear concept in physics and chemistry, because itself biology will not make you go into the MBBS. Okay. And to make you shift from medical college in Delhi to the AIIMS New Delhi, biology will shift you from it. Biology and physics will shift you from there, from State Government Medical College to AIIMS New Delhi. Okay. So oxytocin is called the birth hormone. I'll say it later why the oxytocin is called the birth hormone, and is also a milk ejecting hormone. Milk ejecting hormone. Okay, so oxytocin is called the birth hormone as well as the milk ejecting hormone. So Birth hormone, why it is called the birth hormone? It acts on smooth muscles of uterus during the parturition, that is childbirth, and enables the delivery of baby. The contraction of smooth muscle of the uterus is made by oxytocin. Contraction of the smooth muscle. Okay. Now, why it is called the milk ejecting hormone? Because helps in the ejection of milk during lactation. Helps in milk ejection during lactation. Vasopressin oblique ADH. It is also called anti-diuretic hormone. It prevents the diuresis. It acts on DCT and collecting. Duct for H2O reabsorption. Okay. Now, how it acts? It's the ADH. This is H2O, let it be. So H2O reabs. H2O reabsorption. This is the CD, that is the collecting duct. Okay. So now come to the next important topic. It's the pituitary gland, that is the master gland. Okay. The pituitary gland. So the origin of the pituitary gland is ectodermal. Ectodermal. It is called the master gland. Located in the cavity of sphenoid bone known as sella turcica. Okay. It is also known as hypopophysis. Hypophysis. Okay. So now the hypothalamus. It is the hypothalamus. This is the adenohypophysis. That is the anterior pituitary. Adenohypophysis. This is the neurohypophysis. Okay, so neurohypophysis is the posterior pituitary, and this is the anterior pituitary. So it is 75%. It is further having two lobes, internally. One is pars distalis and one is pars intermedia. This is the posterior pituitary. It is 25%. It has one lobe, pars nervosa. Okay, it has one lobe called pars nervosa. Now note, in human, the pars intermedia is almost merged with pars intermedia, that is the middle pituitary, is merged with pars distalis. So all hormones belongs to pars distalis. Okay. In animals, where pars intermedia is separate, in animals the pars intermedia is separate, but in human the pars intermedia is merged with the pars distalis. Okay, in animals where pars intermedia is separate, it has only one hormone, MSH, melanocyte stimulating hormone. Okay. Now, hormones of the anterior pituitary. So, what are the hormones of the anterior pituitary? Hormones of anterior pituitary. Okay, what are the hormones of the anterior pituitary? It's a question. What is the hormone of the anterior pituitary? Now, one is the growth hormone. The growth hormone, also known as the somatostatin. Somatostatin. Where it target generalized body part throughout the body. Function: helps in growth of body by promoting elongation of bones, helps in carbohydrates, protein, fat metabolism. Okay, next in melanocyte stimulating hormone. Melanocyte stimulating target melanocyte, that is the melanin containing cells. Excuse me, melanin containing cells. The distribution of the melanin pigments, in the skin. Function, distribution of melanin pigment in skin. Okay. The third, PRL, prolactin releasing hormone. Okay, note. PRL, it's called prolactin. Acts on target mammary glands. Lactogenic function, lactogenic, helps in milk synthesis. Mammotrophic, helps in growth of mammary gland. Helps in growth of mammary gland. Thyroid stimulating hormone. So thyroid gland, acts on thyroid gland. Secretion of thyroid hormone. T3 and T4. The 5th is ACTH, adenocorticotropic hormone. Target on adrenal cortex. Okay. Acts on adrenal cortex and helps in the secretion of corticoids hormone. Corticoids hormone. The 6th one is FSH, that is the follicle stimulating hormone. Acts on ovary and testes. Growth and development of ovarian follicles. That is also called as oogenesis. It will be dealt. We'll deal with oogenesis in the chapter human reproduction. And in testis, the FSH promotes spermatogenesis. So in spermatogenesis means sperms, and genesis means generation. So it helps in the generation of sperms. Okay. Next, the 7th, the luteinizing hormone. The luteinizing It acts on ovary and testes. So in ovary it's negative and in testes it's positive. Okay. So in ovary it rupture the mature Graafian follicle and cause ovulation, formation of corpus luteum, and in the testis the LH acts in males. It is also called as ICSH, that is interstitial cell stimulating hormone. That is interstitial cell stimulating hormone. It acts on interstitial cells oblique Leydig cells to synthesize the male hormone testosterone. It is androgens. Okay, so let us end up on this today. We will continue with the disorders of the growth hormone on the next lecture. Till then, I'm thinking that these notes will make you very much beneficial in the examination. Please go through the notes and revise and take up the notes in your copies, so that before the exam date, 2 to 3 days before the exam, you can just give a first look up on this matter, because the question will come from this notes only. Okay, I can guarantee you the question will come from these topics only. Okay, so till then, good night.